How much revenue have you made?
700. The gross profit is about 544,704.
Well, you're an accountant,
Oh
aren't you?
yes, I like that.
Since we charge 400 naira, that is 40 million monthly projection.
I swear, these two entrepreneurs, these last two entrepreneurs in the episode 5 of the Lion's Den, I will not lie, they came in not just ready, but with their calculators in their head. Woo! Oh my god. Hi guys, welcome back. This is the part 2 of the episode 5 of the Lion's Den. Guys, I decided to share this video into 2 different sections because I didn't want it to be too lengthy. So basically this might be the way I'll get to keep doing it from henceforth. If you're hopping into my channel for the first time, thank you and welcome to the conversation. We're talking about the Lion's Den. If you don't understand what this show is all about, it is a business reality show where entrepreneurs who are looking for funds into their business, investors into their business, come and pitch their business and then of course get investments if their pitch goes very well. If you'd like to know more, just check out my other videos so you'll probably be in tune with what I'm saying. If you haven't seen the part 1 of the episode 5, it's still all good. You still be able to understand the flow of the conversation as I'm talking about the 2 last entrepreneurs that made it down. Guys, if you're hopping into my channel for the very first time, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to be part of this conversation and turn on post notification so that you always get alerts of my video every time I upload new content. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if whatever I'm saying resonates with you. So guys, the last 2 entrepreneurs, I mean, they were just these mathematicians. Like, they really knew their numbers and they were there because they basically knew what they were doing and they had done their calculations right. So Blessing, this big question came in. Blessing came in, she was asking for 10 million naira for a 5% equity share in her fashion business. So she uses leftover materials to create new designs, and she was basically pitching for the Lions to come into her business and of course be a part of it. She really had a very interesting pitch. In fact, at the point, I mean, I'll tell you, there is an advantage of knowing your numbers, getting your evaluations and all that. Like, even knowing it, even if your evaluations are probably too overestimated or underestimated, but there's just this very interesting part that the Lions want to see in entrepreneurs who actually know their numbers. So she did not disappoint because she said she was an accountant, but decided to go in for this fashion thing, this career she wants to build. And then the first question, the first Lion who actually, confronted her, because after the pitch, there's a question and answer. So Mrs. Adenike came in. Everybody was excited about how she was really very articulate. But, I mean, Mrs. Adenike busted her bubble by saying that she was disappointed in her. She was really angry with her that her business was not sustainable because she was relying on abandoned materials. And, even though the business looked very interesting at the first speech, just this very single factor.
Blessing, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but you don't have a business here. All of the fabric in Aba is not sustainable fabric. That's what they can buy. They go into a warehouse as big as this place, and they say from here to here, you wait, they pay for it, so it's lot. So whatever you find in there is what you take away with you.
That Mrs. Adenike pointed out, like, messed up Blessing's chances of even getting an investors. And gradually, Bolaji also had to, throw more pointers into what Mrs. Adenike said. And I think I really understand that part, because basically every business that they're looking for in the Lion's Den are businesses that they should see as sustainable and of course scalable. Like, these 2 words are the biggest words that play in the minds of the Lions every time they're trying to look at the business to invest in. So I completely understood where Mrs. Adenike was coming from. I mean, it didn't really make sense at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, Blessing walked out of the den without any of the Lions' pitch, saying yes to her pitch, even though Dan really loved the sustainability part because she talked about green factor. But at the end of the day, I really didn't see the green factor in it. And of course, Mr. Dan and every of the Lions, opted out. And basically, she lost out of that. She already has an investor, so basically, I think we're all going to be wishing her well in her fashion business. Then the last entrepreneur, guys, that is making 3 entrepreneurs that got into the Lion's Den and didn't get any kind of funding whatsoever. You guys remember that the first person who got in was the POLYGUARD guy, Mr. Patrick. The second was DayDone. Those the guys who talked too much and were just giving us essays and stories that really got the Lions board. And then the third entrepreneur, Blessing, also went out without any funding. Now the last entrepreneur was quite unique. He was pitching his app. This guy had a very beautiful story. His story was that he was selling pap, from pap to pitching app. And one thing we could all spot at the beginning of this guy's presentation is he's very articulate. He actually knows what he's saying. He knows his onions. He has thought through all the channels, the hurdles of his business. He knows and understands his business. In fact, basically everybody was in tune with everything that he was saying. But it was like a shocker for me, looking at this guy's business too. You guys remember that there was a business that came to pitch. His app was a courier service company that was going to be helping people deliver goods, and drop their goods to be delivered. So it was very similar with the DayDone brand that had come earlier, because they were also about farm agrotech. This one looks like a courier tech in agri field sector. But this guy clearly already understood his business very, very well. He came in with the illustration. In fact, everything was just seamless, But it was quite surprising that Bolaji, who is a serial entrepreneur, who, like most times, I always see him as the one that gives most of these entrepreneurs hope, was the first person to leave. I was like, okay. Anyway, he spotted some things and he said he was just not interested in investing in the business. And then, shockingly, Mr. Paul Wanibe, decided to give him an offer. And the offer was, I'm going to give you all the money you want, 15 million. So he was asking for 15 million naira investment in his business he was asking for 15 million naira investment in his business. I think 15 million or 20 million. I can't remember, but the figures, he was asking for that for a 10%, 15 million years for a 10% equity share. And it was very, very interesting that, Paul, of all people who knows how to scrutinize business, was the first person who said, okay, I'm going to make you an offer. And the offer was that he was willing to go into the business 50 million with any of the two lions who are going to be willing to come in. Afterwards, Mrs. Adenike said she was not interested in joining. Kiari said he was not interested in joining, and that left, with 3 lions out, it left only one person. And so at the end of the day, Paul and Mr. Dan were the two lions who decided to invest in his business. And guys, the conditions were quite interesting because they were pitching for a higher percentage. This guy wanted them to invest 15 million to get 10% of his company, but the lions were like, okay, we're going to give you a 15 million, but we want 50%. That was really a big bite. And eventually, even though he didn't have two lions who were willing to join, Paul's condition was that 2 lions were going to join, to make it 3 lions to be in the business. But since it was only Mr. Dan that was left, it was quite acceptable. And then Paul Wanibe agreed, and the 2 of them were like, okay, we're going to give you 15 million, but we want 50% of your company. And this is where I really have to commend this guy, because he knows his numbers, he understands his business very well, he's very meticulous about everything. And then the negotiation started. Like, this guy didn't even have to call anybody. He knew right there what he wanted for his company, and I think I need to applaud him for being one of the most confident, most thought-through entrepreneur who has ever gotten into the den so far in the Lions Den. So when they pitched that, he was like, no, 50%, I need you guys to come down to 50%. From 50%, please take 15, so he was increasing 5% from the 10%, and then Mr. Paul was like, 15%? No, I'm not going to do that. So the conditions were that they were going to give him the 15 million, and that, after he had convinced them that after 24 months, which is 2 years, that he will be able to get back 15 million. So the condition was, you're going to pay back the money we're going to be giving you. For giving you 15 million naira right now, you're going to give us 30 million naira in 2 years, and we're going to govern, have the governor's rights of the company, which was 51%. And
Paul, what did you say was the equity base?
Yes, 50, asking for 50%.
Yes,
we get our money back, but 0 coupon.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But I want you to look into the equity Because 50% is way too much.
So at the end of the day, there was a negotiation. He said he wasn't that, that 50 was too much. He asked for 15. They said no, and then Mr. Paul was like, okay, you know what, 25%. And then the guy was like, okay. At the end of the day, they had settled for 10% for each of the lands, which is 20% equity share from the 15%. So it simply means, for you that don't understand what it means, it simply means that this guy got 15 million naira, investment into his business, with the Lions having 20% equity share, but that the debts were going to be payable, within 24 months. So, and they were going to be getting like 50% of their money back, 100% of their money back. Basically, I don't know, but for some reason, I just feel Mr. Paul is the shrewdest. If there's any word like that, he's one of the shrewdest lions there. Like, he's always there for the big bites, if you ask me. I don't know, guys, but if you have been following the Lions, then I really want to know which episode has been your favorite episode so far. So far, I think this episode 5 has been my favorite. I'm looking forward to listening to more and learning from these entrepreneurs and this conversation that is happening in the den. Guys, I don't know what you think, but I think I love this reality show, and it's really a big banger. Throw in your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm really so excited about this reality show. I would not lie. It's opening my eyes to a lot of possibilities in entrepreneurship, and I'm looking forward to talking about the next episode. I'm going to see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much for your watch time. And guys, I really want to get your feedback on how you want me to do these reviews. Unfortunately, I can't share more than 15 seconds of these videos. So I don't know, do you want me to do each entrepreneur for the whole video, just take it entrepreneur by entrepreneur, brand by brand, or just do it collectively like I used to do it? I just felt like talking about the whole episode in one video was making it too long, so that's why I had to divide it into 2. So I talk about 2 entrepreneurs in each episode. Basically, I'm going to see how it will serve us better, but if you have suggestions, please throw them in the comment section. For now, that will be it. Thank you so much for your watch time. Bye-bye, and have a fantastic day, and of course, make better decisions as entrepreneurs. Bye-bye, guys.